We're back, man.
What up? What up? Your camera's off. Your camera's off.
Oh, okay. Come on, Joseph.
Warning. The following program is a gaggle of friends talking about happenings in the world. It is meant to be comedic, informative, and not really serious. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or this broadcasting platform. There may be some cuss words, because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are a young person, please seek permission before listening any further. Sincerely, the people of Two Tired Dads. P.S. Don't sue us.
Dude, what a week, man.
What a week.
Dude, we're back. Hello. I missed you, man.
I missed you as well.
It's so great to see you, brother. Let me
I
make
was-
sure you can see me. So, dude, we got a show coming on, man. Like, I am full blown ready. What about you, baby?
Hey, I'm ready.
What?
I'm sorry.
I fucking told you.
I know. It's just so
Now-
funny to me.
Why do you think I had the camera off? I've been
I
waiting
was
for this
wondering.
reaction.
Hey, that was genuinely. I was like, oh, this man is a fool.
Yeah.
He got the whole mind here covered up.
What?
Hey, that's
I'm-
funny as hell. Hey,
I'm-
introduce yourself there, sir. Who are you?
I'm Devin James. I mean, I want everyone to be happy. So the way I'm picking up is like the Republicans wear this shit and the Democrats wear this shit. So I'm just trying to like blend in, like where we all look stupid. I mean, cool. So, because that's like what it's all about. So, yeah, I'm Devin James.
I'm Stacy Bonds.
We is Two Tired Dads. And now I could, dude, it's harder. I don't know how Trumpy does it.
Hey.
Fuck it.
Hey, the mask is what tore me up. I said, this man playing the fence to a T right here. Like, okay.
I don't know how Trumpy does it, but he's doing it. But dude,
Man.
what a shit show. Can we like
Hey, this week in America. Hey, is this a sitcom? Is this a soap opera? Is this a book? Like, what are we living right now?
can I read a quote that kind of sums up this week? And it's it's honestly one of my favorite politicians. And I know I say that I'm gonna catch fucking hell. Hold on.
A lot harder than it looks out here. Hey, I don't know how you do it. You got the whole roll on there.
Oh yeah. Dude. But anyway, Joe Jorgensen, she goes, Biden's speech tonight is going to address how fragile democracy is, while the Democrats bypass the primary process and hand the nomination to Harris. They don't want you to have a choice.
We're watching democracy be taken slowly but surely.
And we're watching idiocracy play out slowly but surely.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you really look at it, they're slowly stripping away every right. And that should be concerning because they're doing it so smoothly that nobody's even looking at it. They're just like, oh, yeah, we got the first female, first. No. We have a stripping of our rights to choose who we want to go for president. And that's scary.
Fuck Brandon McNamee, by the way. I just want to get that out of the way.
What did you do this time?
Oh, no, I'm just saying in general. What I was saying is, there's a lot going on like in the world, and are you voting, man?
Yes, sir.
I don't see. I just don't know if I want to. Like, Trumpy, I don't know how you do it, man. That fucking shit hurts. All right. Anyway, but dude, there's a lot going on, man, and like we're just fucking two dudes. Not. No, let me rephrase that. We're
No
two
Diddy, no
dudes.
Diddy, no
Oh shit.
Diddy. No, as far as we're two dads trying to figure out what is happening with America, because this is crazy.
Dude,
And
never. And we called it.
we did. You said it right before we got off the air. You said he's stepping down by the end of the week, and sure enough, it's just crazy that things are playing out. Like,
Or the director.
soap
Did you
opera.
see that film? Did you see the video?
I have not.
All right, so your girl, the Secret Service director, right? That chick or whatever.
This motherfucker.
So,
So had so many mishaps. How did she get that job?
so-
You know,
well, fucking. Basically, the state troopers got to the roof before the Secret Service, and the state released the tapes when the Secret Service was like, "Don't release your little fucking chest cam footage," and the state was like, "Fuck you," and they released it. It basically, you hear them request for drone support, and you hear them request to take out they spot the motherfucker, and it was the chick on the other end of the radio. No, do not engage.
wow.
So,
It sounds like a paid hit all the way around.
well, what's even more fucked up is at that bitch, dude. And I can say that because I'm cool. But what I'm saying is like, do you know what she did after the whole fucking assassination attempt? She had the balls to show up to the Republican National Committee, just herself and her security detail. She just wanted to show up, just as like a hey bitches. That's how she was flexing it. And everybody was calling her for to resign right then and there. But the thing is like what I want to kind of point out is like, how long ago was my boy Jack shot? That was in the 60s, 70s, right?
Jack?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. We called him Jack, us pro wrestlers. But yeah, John Kennedy, but we call him Jackie sometimes, you know. Well, what I'm saying is he got shot in what, 60s, 70s?
60s.
Okay. So that was like a long time ago, right? 60 years.
About 50 years. Yeah.
Right. And there's motherfuckers to this day that still go down that rabbit hole, right? Of how he got shot and how that played out. Why Woody Allen's dad or whoever the fuck was there and all this other shit. And fucking my thing is we're going to be talking about this, not we, but people are going to be talking about that
60 years.
particular 2 hours for the next 60 plus years, man.
And it's crazy when you think about how. All right, so I don't want this to sound sexist, right?
No, yeah.
You know, people out there yell feminism, right?
Yeah.
Should this not kind of be an example of why a woman shouldn't be president?
I wouldn't say that, but
I'm just
saying,
saying.
when
as a
it kinda-
female, they got a heavy security, like the top of the line security, right? Like she is the person that maps it, right?
she most definitely flexed her guns of, hey, watch what over a grudge, how I feel. Because
And I
she
think that
just hates Trump.
They completely embarrassed her.
Oh, the
completely
Senate grilling session?
Yes, man, they
Yeah.
grilled her. I was like, when is it gonna end? But then you find out, you know, she's had other mishaps, and you're kind of like, how did she stay in this position for so long? How much is really swept under the rug, or mistakes are really made, you know, out here that are jeopardizing people by our government? I mean, we already know that they're feeding us things we shouldn't be eating. We know that right now they have agendas against pretty much anything heterosexual, right? We're getting everything forced down our throat. They're taking away your choice at picking who you want to be president, basically.
Right.
And they, you know, I mean, if you can't say pre-planned, Kamala Harris's bus was delivered pretty damn quick for her to say that, you know, it wasn't planned she was going to be president. You know, it takes a second to wrap a big ass bus. We had it delivered in like
It's
3
about a
days.
week.
Like, and that's if you can get it in immediately. Even if you're the president, still, you have to think about how pre-planned did this look. Like it was immediate. If we don't get the shot, Joe, you're stepping down.
Do you
Like,
think she's gonna win, man?
I pray that people really do their research on who they vote for this time.
You think Trumpy's Agenda 25 is gonna go down, man?
I think that the 2025 project agenda is going to, if Kamala Harris wins, is because she's going to focus her whole
On that.
campaign solely against that. And if she can do that, she can rally the troops enough, I think, that she could steal the election. Now, if Trump were to come out and say, this Project 2025 shit, I'm not tied to it, I'm not attached to it, I want nothing to do with it, right? And he just denounced it, right? It would be a landslide to how much he would take. So,
Do you
I think
think he's
we're
gonna denounce it?
never.
Or
No, he's never denied it.
do you think
Right.
he's like, all right, we're gonna do Gilead, and that's how it is?
I feel like he's never denied anything. He's not the type to take a claim to or defame anything. He plays the fence rather well, you know. And when you watch these things from, don't look at America in the next 4 years, right? Look at what policies are going to be in place in the next 4 years that are going to affect the next 15, right? Because we're seeing effects of Obamacare now. We're seeing effects of things that Bush and Obama did. And it's, 10 years, 15 years later, we're still suffering from certain shit. So really think about what policies will be in place. I feel like the private prison system, people don't talk a lot about. And I think that Kamala Harris was one of the number one people that worked against the people. She tried to incarcerate you. She incarcerated you for as little as marijuana and then really wouldn't answer if she's used it and then came out and said she has. So that, there's, watch what wolf puts on the sheep's clothing, because they're both wolves. They're both feeding somehow off of this, right? Who is gaining what? Is one person gaining personal ego boost in finances for long term for his business and his family? Is there another person that is going to hand our lives over and our rights over to the powers that be? And I think you need to really watch. I'd rather the person that's about money go into the office, because in reality, money makes the world go round. We need our money to be somewhere while we're fighting this BRICS bullshit,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're picking of two poisons. Obviously we know who you're rocking with when you came on the podcast. Well, who you rocking with?
I'm not voting.
That's the worst thing you can do.
I know.
Even if you throw your vote to an independent.
Well, then I'm voting.
But use your vote some way, because right now, I'm waiting to see the next few months in the chapters of America. Like, I feel like that should be what our next few episodes can literally be titled.
I can't wait for we're like, all right, everybody chill out. We're American. Let us walk through. And they're going to be like, what part of America? While holding a gun to my face. That's what I'm scared we're going to come to.
Civil War?
Yeah, dude.
You don't think that Civil War would be more eat the rich, so it'd be poor versus the wealthy? You think it would be white versus black? You think it would be color oriented?
Fuck no. It's going to be class, man.
I think it's going to be both. I think you're going to have the class of the people that think they're rich that are going to learn really quick they're not rich.
They're not.
Right? You know what I mean? And that's going to be on both sides. I think you're going to have the people that have always been hungry and are going to be hungrier now. And they've prepped for this, right? Then you have the people that actually prepped, the middle class that were trying to just survive the wave. They're not trying to really fight. They're not trying to go either way. Then you're going to have the upper class that is going to be like the purge, man. You don't think that they're going to have private mercenaries, that your families are safe, they can bunker here while you protect the fort?
Well, Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, go ahead. What you were gonna say? I was just gonna say, I think the purge is real. And I think that was a preface to what's gonna happen.
I agree. I can't say anything wrong, but the purge. There's already kind of purges in other ways now. Did you hear what that Russia just got caught doing, man?
What?
So they're apparently planting out yachts like outside their sea, wanting Somalia pirates to come take them, and they're fucking blasting them when the pirates come.
Wow. I mean, that's well played. That's well played. I got one on local news. I don't know if you've seen this, but what do you think about this house here locally in St. Louis that a girl was kidnapped? They raided the house and then they found another 4 girls.
Yeah.
Tell me that isn't some human
trafficking
bullshit.
Shit. Yeah.
Like, if that doesn't get heavily investigated, like, that should be national news.
It won't.
Man, I think there might be enough movement behind it, enough social media sharing that it might get.
How the fuck did they get there?
One, who put them there? Did they go there together? One's been missing for 6 months. One was missing for a few hours.
And they're all there at the same time?
Yes.
Why? Who's the ringleader?
Nobody knows. They're thinking it's somebody was kidnapping kids and it was a trafficking unit. And you know that what's crazy is Berkeley, Missouri is one of, and at one point was the #1 place for kidnapping victims in the country.
I almost lived there.
Hell, my mom lived there.
No.
Yeah. Like, it's one of them things that isn't spoken about that needs to be brought to attention. Like, they've done documentaries on it, how so many of these girls go missing. And what's crazy is no racial play or nothing, but a lot of the stores over there are owned by foreigners, and people believe that there are human trafficking rings over there that are just snatching people up and sending them out.
Like, to where?
Who knows? Human trafficking is broad. It could be as close to Poplar Bluff. It could be all the way to Dubai.
Dude, I would put a shell to a face if that happened to like one of my people.
I mean, even I'm gonna be honest. You ever seen these videos where people are walking and then 2 guys run up and grab a little kid and run off in the alley?
Yep. Oh.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I like the superhero syndrome in me that would come out. Man, look, call the police.
I'm telling my wife to sell everything.
Like,
go home and sell everything.
It's over because look, I'm protecting whether it's your kid, my kid, some random kid. Right. I don't care.
Go home and sell everything. Call my lawyer. Tell my boss I'm not coming back. Like, it's fucking done.
Man, look, because dude,
if someone hijacked one of my kids, it's done.
But why is it in these videos you see people just look and don't do anything? How can you just stand by? But how? How?
We're in a world of bitches.
You should be willing, like,
we're like being a dude.
I'm not saying die for them. I'm saying you should be willing to try, even if you're not gonna fight, right? Follow, get the license plate number, like, do something to try and save the day. Don't just let them fucking take a child.
If you have tattoos and you wear tank tops, you're toxic. And if you hold people accountable, you're an asshole. Like, that's the world that we're in, man. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Like, that's all I hear when people make excuses. It just sounds like a little fucking bitch. So, like, when people just watch and see shit go on, it's because they're like, ooh, I don't want to do anything, Jimmy, because I might get yelled at, and I don't want to do. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously, little bitches. Because you know what happens? Somewhere between like 2016 to like a year ago, being a dude became bad. Being
makes
strong became bad.
Why
Like
though?
being superior and being like strong and smart and handsome and just better than anyone that you try to compete with, being number one now makes you a loser.
I ain't gonna lie, I think it died earlier than 2016. You know, as soon as there was that No Child Left Behind bullshit, shit started stumbling.
Did you see the new grade system?
I have not.
Oh God, was I cool enough to fucking save that, man?
I just say we're in a position that when we lost being okay with being a parent, right, from disciplining our child the way we want to discipline them, we let the state choose, right, is when we have the downfall. Then you have the downfall after when you get, you know, you can't be a man. It's what is it, misogynist
Yeah.
for you to be a male. To the we pushed it so far that now men don't want to be men, right? It's a hell of a setup agenda because one of my favorite captions I've ever seen on Facebook was, remember, don't get mad at the person you're arguing with. They might have been one of them that rode the short bus. And when I laughed, when I say I laughed, I gut laughed. Because it made you think, like, you're right. We're all released out into the wild, right? It's basically what it is. And the person you're arguing with could have been the person that couldn't read out loud in class, right? Like, so it's one of those things that you just got to pick and choose your battles, man, because we don't know who we're dealing with. Like, it's people that want to get into physical combat. You don't know who is training, who's not. You, just everybody stay in their lane. Let's focus on the goal. I sound like the perfect sheep, but the perfect goal should be providing for our families, right?
Well, you want to hear a funny story? When I was 22 and I knew everything and I was a super strong male, but I got myself in a position that like I shouldn't have, right? Right? You ready for this, dude? So like we're at a bar, we're like off deployment and stuff, and I'm Billy Badass. Like I have 2 tattoos at this point. Like I have a fresh haircut. Like I am cool as fuck, right? And this dude, I don't know why, but I just thought it'd be a good idea to fight him. And he was big, and I shouldn't have. Like, anyway, after I'm sizing up and talking shit, he fucking has enough of me, so he comes over here and size me up. And he goes, "You fucking run your mouth one more time, I'm punch you in the face. You got something to say?" I go, "No, but you're not going to believe what I just did." Just like that. And he goes, "What?" And I look down at his wiener and I look back up at him. He looks down at my wiener and he sees I just peed all over the fucking place because I was so goddamn scared. I was trying to get him the fuck away from me. And then we left the bar. Yeah. Anyway, what's up?
Hey, I can just imagine as the person involved in that other side is like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Oh, my boy Paxton. Oh, his dad was John Paxton. I was in the Marine Corps. I don't know if you ever heard of John Paxton from the Chicago Bulls or some shit.
Oh.
He was in a Lil Wayne song, number 5, like the Jacksons, or even John Paxton. But yeah, no. Jimmy, pull him up. Anyway, dude, is little man starting school soon?
Yeah, his first year, man, and it's crazy when I think about it. Like the sick to my stomach feeling I get about him starting, and like wanting to make sure he's gonna be the best version of him without being a little asshole or bully. And
I don't think he'll be a bully. I think your kid will be a protector.
Yeah, and so I had that conversation with him because lately we've had some bullying issues. And so I said, aren't you supposed to be the one that stands up for the people that can't stand up for themselves? I was like, I thought you were a superhero, right? And it kind of clicked to him. I was like, look, you don't punch your friends. You don't bully your friends. You don't, boss your friends around. You don't get mean when you don't get your way. Like, you're the civilized gentleman. If they want to play with your ball because you brought your basketball to practice, let them play with it. That's what you signed up for. Like the temper tantrum bullshit. He punched a kid in the stomach, and I'm like, man,
Oh,
it'd be different if like we were seeing this at home. But then I noticed I like look at him because he'll run up and want to hit me in the stomach, and he'll be wanting to play fight. Well, now we have to stop that because you don't know how to decipher playing from even not playing, one, but
yeah.
two, you play rough. You're bigger than the other kids. Even when we're at basketball, like he's the same height. He's just muscly, bigger. Like he looks like a football player playing basketball. And I say that all the time because he has no problem running through you, right? So it I'm nervous as hell. I'm nervous. Is he going to be the good student or is he going to be the class clown? Right. And that's something that I think all parents, when you give a fuck about your kids, you worry about it. Am I right?
Yeah, no, I mean we're approaching when do they go back? They start
August.
back that August
15th,
12th.
14th on our.
They're starting the 12th. Ours is starting the 12th.
Okay.
Monday. Homeschool. So we got them like also they're doing this program with computers and shit. We're like it's so whatever.
Nice.
So we'll be in Florida. They leave Friday. They leave Saturday.
Remember you saying that? You're still talking about camping with Casey?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
And then I leave I leave a week after. So they'll be in 2 weeks in Florida. And then I'm heading down there a week after that, staying a week, and then come back. School starts.
Yep. Did you see the cool thing that Amazon, Walmart, Target, all of them got just for the dads out there that got a school shop but don't want to spend all day in the store?
What?
You can go on and they have the school shopping list for what your class needs for your school narrowed down. And you can go in and just add it all to your cart. Now, you do, obviously, like me, I wanted to still give little man the experience of picking your notebook,
Grab your scissors,
pick your backpack,
grab your calculator. Yeah, I got
but the
you.
things that he can show freedom of, because what I noticed is they want everybody to have red and yellow folders. They numb creativity. They don't want you to have a bunch of different things because they want to minimize theft. They don't want other kids trying to take things from other kids. So, but at the same point, that's where creativity comes from. I'm the superhero, you're Sonic, and he's Knuckles. And, like that's how you used to find your friends back in the day.
Oh.
You'd be at school, you'd look over, you're like, oh, he's got the same color shoes, or, we got the same kind of shoes, or, you know what I mean?
He
Like,
likes wrestling.
exactly. Just little things that'll make you start talking and then you become lifelong friends. They're stripping that from the kids, I feel like, and it's bullshit. Creativity is out of the classroom. Dude. Especially individualism.
Ain't that the fucking truth, dog?
That's fucking ridiculous. You'll see. You're doing homeschool, so it's going to be a little different. But even when you have the homeschool meetings, you're going to hear the parents that'll be saying things. Because I had a friend of mine that was homeschooled as a kid. They'd be at the meetings meeting the weirdest kids because they don't get socialized, right? And he was the one that was socialized because he had friends, he had family, so like he talked to people. And he's like, when he'd get around these other people, he's like, man, I think they're all serial killers because I don't know what is going on. They don't know how to talk. They act weird. All they want to do is be in their Game Boy at the time. So I don't know. I'm afraid of public school. I'm afraid of homeschooling because if he fails with homeschool, then I'm the one to blame. Like that's a scary thought.
Well, I mean, at least they don't have to deal with the bullies.
That's one. But I will say, as we talked about on the podcast, it's a character building thing, going through certain things. Everybody was bullied at one point in time for something.
Well, it's like the neighbors. They were I remember the boys were trying to be nice to him, like, hey, what's your name? Bend over. Like bend over. Like go fuck yourself. Okay. But then some
See, I'd have snapped on that saying that to my kids.
Right. I found out later. I found out after the fact. I was pissed. And so this way I I don't want my kids dealing with those bullies. That's why I teach them to fight. But dude, little man, your Maui, he's gonna be such a fucking ladies' man by the time he's fucking in high school, dude. He'll be
Yeah.
driving your SRT to college. Or not college, I'm sorry, prom.
Oh,
To
that's the goal.
homecoming prom. But dude, I mean that's the thing that's scary is because you said it yourself. He starts it, and then as time is gonna happen like that, bruv, we're gonna be on episode 993 where
Yeah.
they're getting ready to walk. You know what I mean? It's like fuck.
And won't know what to do
Yeah.
because I realized how much of a big softy I am whenever certain things happen. I'm watching shows, I'm getting sad. I'm like, man,
Oh yeah. I got
I
sad the other day, dude.
I
Just
just
saying.
don't. When you look at them, sometimes you just realize like time has passed so fast, and it's only moving faster.
Oh, and Sam went off on me. I wanted to cry.
Oh, what
I,
happened there?
so he it reminded me of a did we talk about this? It reminded me of a Goofy movie where Max and Goofy are trying to hang out, and then Goofy's having a bad dream, and Max comes up and he's like, "Get your own life. Get your own life. Leave me alone and get your own life." Like, so Sam was in his room upstairs and playing his little game, and Oliver was, trying to get attention from him, and Sam's getting pissed, and I walk in there and I go, "Hey, what's going on?" And Oliver's like, "Oh, he's playing his game. He doesn't want to be bothered." And Sam's laying down on the bed, and he's got, I'm trying to, he's laying down on his stomach with this gamepad like on top of his pillow, and he's got his elbows dug in the mattress, and he's playing, with his feet, rocking back.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, bud, you good?" And I rub his back, and he pauses it, and he goes, "Would you two just leave me alone?" And I was like, "Oh, shit." And he's like, "I am trying to beat this level." And I was like, "Okay, you're concentrating. Like, got it. I
You're
will leave you
focused.
alone. Okay.
Yeah.
I love you." Like, I was like, "God damn, that kind of hurt my feelings."
See,
Like,
I'm still
I didn't
at
want to
the
go to work
age.
the next day.
Hey,
I was like, I
damn.
want to hang out with him and just fucking buy him whatever the fuck he wants. Like, God damn.
It's funny because that's where we're different. Little man will say, "I'm like, phone down now. You're about to hang out with us now." Like,
Yeah.
we got, this Connect Four basketball game that you play with your fingers. We wanted Dave and Buster's. And so we got little, like, I try to keep little games around so that way we can have the memories that we had as kids because we didn't have all this technology. I don't think kids really realize that their parents didn't have all this technology in their face growing up. Me and Asia were joking the other day about, we were paying for calls, paying for text messages, and we're getting yelled at, like,
Or internet. Devin, get off the internet. Gotta make a phone
Yep.
call. Like,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh man, that just took me back.
Yeah.
And I don't think our whole house runs on technology is
yeah.
insane. Like I can only think about the baby boomers, right? And how they looked at their kids because now their kids are looking at us like, "Hey, can you set this TV up?" Hey,
Or
say like,
or how many times were you be on the phone, like talking to your uncle or something, and then your fucking grandpa picks up the phone and just starts fucking dialing, and you're like, "Grandpa, Grandpa,
I'm
hey,
on
I'm on
here.
the
I'm
phone.
on
What are you
here.
doing? Hey, what?
No, but it's
Oh,
oh,
okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
hey, Dennis, how you doing? Okay, like fucking yeah, dude,
Yep.
fucking.
Or chime in the conversation. My parents would start talking to my friends
Oh,
like,
dude, that shit, dude.
I just
My grandma used to do that shit when my grandpa would be talking to my aunt. Like, dude, my aunt, the youngest aunt, she lived like states away. I always call my grandpa pleading for money. And like my grandpa's like shutting it down. And he hears her, like, we hear him downstairs shutting it down. And my grandma be a fucking bitch. Kate, we'll go ahead and send it. Okay. Okay, Tim, hang up. No, hang up. Hang up. I can hear the whole conversation. Hang up. Like fucking like god damn. Like
see.
god damn.
Mine was I remember whenever you'd call that girl you liked and then their parents would answer the phone. So you had to have a conversation with the parents before you could talk to the daughter.
Hello,
I-
sir. Can I speak to Molly, please?
And
Can I
who are
speak
you?
to-
How are
hello. Can I speak to? How old are you, son? I'm in fourth grade. And you wanted to, dude? You know they were fucking with me back then, and
Oh,
you.
Yeah.
Dude, hindsight 2020, the dads are just trying being dicks, bored with their buddies watching football at their house. What we do
And what's
now.
crazy is they probably weren't even being dicks. It was their version of dad jokes at the time because it's
Oh
a whole
God.
different world of people take shit personal now that, like, to us, we would laugh on the phone uncomfortably and just to have the conversation, and then they'd pick up, Dad, get off the phone. And, you sometimes you could hear them still sitting there listening. So you would talk about random shit, until you hear the phone click off, or, hey, I'm listening for a call. So if you're on the phone,
yeah, that's my
that phone
parent.
clicks, you better give me that phone. You know what I mean? Like,
All right, I'm being paid. They're buzzing it. I gotta go.
yep. Hey, it's crazy how the world is still the same, but so different.
Or you pick up the phone and just hear that god awful static fucking noise.
Yep.
Like,
The fax machine.
yeah, dude.
So, but it's wild when you think about it now, how much that one social activity changed the world.
Yeah.
Because before, remember, you had to plan because of long distance calling, how expensive it was. You had to plan out those calls to make sure everything was in budget because a simple phone call could run up the phone bill.
Hey, don't call me till after 9.
Oh, look. Hey, look, that was the one. I remember the people with US Cellular used to call and be like, "Hey, call me right back. Call me right back."
Yeah. Why?
Why?
It's free for you to call me, motherfucker.
Hey, exactly. So you're like, all right, I'll call you right back.
Or
I remember-
God, those were the good times. Because hey, as soon as the street lights came on, you came inside and you knew your minutes were free, like
Yeah.
within a couple.
That, but even if you think about it, go back to the house phone because that's where the social life left. Because think about it, we knew how to talk to adults. We had to treat them with respect. Now you see kids with no etiquette because they've had a cell phone since they were 6 and they're used to just talking to people directly.
I mean, you guys think about it. What do we do? We call the movies, try to figure shit out. You call the fucking
Oh
time
my
and temp.
God. Hey, go back to MapQuest where you'd write down a whole list of directions and still be in the wrong fucking
Yeah.
place. You'd be like, where am I at? You're way across town. I remember taking MapQuest one time to go pick up a friend from work. Ended up down by Six Flags. I'm wondering how the hell did I get here? And then had to backtrack up. I was like, this is the craziest shit while having somebody follow me because his girlfriend wanted to be there to pick him up as a surprise. So we were in 2 different cars. When I tell you, I'll never forget pulling up to the gas station and she's, where the fuck are we? Oh, man, I don't even know at this point. I'm fucked up so bad. Like, I have no idea where we are. But we think about it now as dads, we don't need that GPS system.
Mm-mm.
Wives sometimes do, but we pretty much, you say, hey, you need to be here. You're like, hey, where's it at? What's it by? We can go. We're the old school directions. The blue house on the corner, we're the one with the red door. Boom. All right, gotcha.
Or, dude, went back a throwback. Speaking of, apparently there's a cheap buffet in Washington that serves crab legs.
Yep. My mom used to go there with her boyfriend.
And off 47 or whatnot, I have to go there.
So, I mean, we can definitely talk about it, see what's the plan. I've been trying to figure out where the buffets went. We just went to Golden Corral for the first time.
Ass.
As a family? Man, look.
I took my cousins there. I took the 2 cousins there.
I will agree certain things were ass. There were other things, though, that I was like, hey, man, this is well worth it for the fact that we all
The steaks.
Like,
I like the steaks.
what's crazy is the salad bar for me.
Okay, I could agree with you there. Like the crab salad, the soups.
I didn't try any soups, but I did have the romaine lettuce with different toppings. But speaking of that, do you remember the old buffet super salad?
No.
Well, this was my dad's favorite place, and as a kid, I used to hate it because my dad was a welder, worked in the heat, so he never wanted really like hot food in the summer. So he'd always go to the super salad place. Well, it was a soup bar, so it had all these different soups, and then it had salad, right? You'd make your own salad, and they had a bread bakery area. When I tell you, as an adult now, I realize why he loved that so much. And I'm over here like, man, is there not a buffet out there that just has good salads, good soups, like things that you can eat that aren't so heavy?
I don't think so, man. I miss Ponderosa. Like, bruv, that shit was fire.
Steak, and then you got the chicken wings on the bar.
Tacos.
Yep, the taco bar. Look, Ryan's was another good one. Like,
Never
I
been
remember.
there.
So Ryan's was the first one to do the like free or all you can eat steak or whatever. to this day, to me, some of the best steak I had. Probably because I was a kid and we didn't get steak all the time. Delicious. Had great rolls. You had Old Town Buffet or Hometown Buffet or whatever it was, Old Country Buffet.
Yeah, I think I've
My,
been there.
as you can tell by my size, my dad was a buffet eater because it allowed us to all get what
So
we
was my
wanted.
grandma. Yeah.
Like it was, and I didn't understand it till now, where I'm like, damn, now I get why we went there. It was because everybody got to pick what they wanted. There was no arguing about what's going to be on the menu. It's all up there. You go pick.
Well,
And
plus Ponderosa, dude, it was step on the scale. 98 pounds. All right, you get 98 cents per plate.
that's old school.
That's what I remember.
That was.
That's what I remember. Step
That
on the
is
scale.
old
Yeah, remember?
school.
And hey, 98 cents a plate. Have at it, Devin. Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Or
Wow.
that's what I
old school.
remember. Or my cousin was, 63 cents a plate. You know what I mean? So because it went off weight.
That man. What the fuck? Dads out there, if anybody knows of good buffets that are local or around the area, share it. Because that's why I like to go into Branson, is because they had buffets. You could get what you want for breakfast, they get what they want for breakfast. But I do want to double back to Kamala Harris.
Okay.
What do you think life is going to be like if she gets elected?
She's going to do the whole make abortion okay again thing. We don't know who her vice president is. And I think she's going to decriminalize marijuana federally.
You think she's really going to do that?
I'm shooting from the hip. I think she's going to try to become a president of the people. Like if I'm just looking at if I'm her, what angle would I take to be successful? I want to make something very clear. My friend asked me a fucking question, and I love him, and he knows how I think and shit. So my goal is I want to fucking win. So if I am Kamala and I want to fucking win, and your
But
question
what are you
is
going to do?
what am I
Versus
gonna do?
what you say versus what do you think will happen when she's in the office?
The first thing I'm doing if I'm Kamala Harris is I'm gonna play with never mind. I am going to she's gonna decriminalize the weed, dude. She's gonna decriminalize the weed. She's gonna make adoptions easy. She's going to overturn the Roe v. Wade. She's going to try to fuck Trump over somehow. And maybe then we'll find out who the VP is, because we still don't know who the VP is. She's talking. Hold on, bro. I just want to say, isn't it funny she's talking? And again, I just hindsight 2020 to show everybody how fucked up of a joke this is. Trumpy's gonna be a dictator. Trumpy's gonna be a dictator. Trumpy's gonna be a dictator. By the way, vote for Harris. Coming off as a dictator. Does that make, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt you, my man.
No, you're fine. I'm over here thinking shit that we're gonna know this is a sitcom if we all of a sudden see and this is a really out far right, but it would be a hell of a play to pull votes, right? If she chose Vivek Ramaswamy.
No, you think she's choosing him?
I don't think she will, but I think is a strategy play, right? Like Trump played a strategy play with his vice president. That was to pull votes out of swing states.
What, that pogue-ass Vance? Non-deploying motherfucker?
Again, though, it was a ploy. He's a ground-up built. But at the end of the day, what is the play we can use in a short amount of time to run up the numbers in our favor?
I'm stronger than our current vice president nominee.
Or check me out
there.
Yeah. The next step. What if Biden, because everybody's asking, is he alive? Is he alive? Is he alive? What if it comes out he's not alive? And now Kamala Harris is promoted to president. And now there's no election.
Why wouldn't there be an election?
Because we're dealing with a dictator. What if? I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen in the next what? We're in July, going into August. 3 months.
You think if Joseph passes away, doesn't she become president for the remainder of her
Of his
term
of
in a
his
one
term.
scenario? Okay,
Of his term, yes.
this what a scenario.
But I'm saying at this point, they're so desperate to keep Trump out that they've already just pushed her to be the nominee. Who's to say they don't go a little further and push the limits there? What will the people say? Well, she's liked by majority, so she might as well not even have an election.
I don't want. I want to ask this question,
Ask them.
like fucking treading lightly, I guess. Do you think? And I hope not. Do you think Kelly? Shout out, what up, dog? Do you think I need a haircut? I had to cut my own fucking neck. I fucking suck, and I didn't even do. Anyway, do you think do you think there will be a attempt on the life of Joseph via assassination and a retaliation? Just in someone's mindset to retaliate what they tried against Trumpy.
There's always copycats, right? Like that's why they
Okay,
always
copycats.
publicize mass shootings because they try to get a copycat, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, what if he's already dead? He was supposed to be in Delaware. Turns out he's in Vegas. While he's in
I would have
Vegas,
been
there's a
notified
medic-
if he's already.
Well, no, I'm saying, check me out. In Vegas, there's a medic call saying they need the roads cleared so they can make it to the hospital. Then all of a sudden they say they're going to take it to Air Force One and go back. John Hopkins. Nobody's seen the president.
John Hopkins.
Nobody's seen the president, right? And on top of that, he stepped down via
That's what I'm saying. Okay, can we just go
But hear me
back
out.
to
Wait,
that?
I haven't even got to the best part. Where he signed off on this in real life, his signatures they do not match. So, what if he's already dead? In the next 4 months, 3 months, however many months, is gonna just be next episode of America.
Well, here's what was so can we just agree on something that Hunter Biden doesn't follow the script? Okay. Right? Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Like he's told to chill the fuck out and stay away. And right, he fucking posts video so what really stood out to me was what he said, what fucking Hunter said about his dad, in his little speech thing. And it was very posthumorously sounding, if that makes sense. I'm very proud of the way the president is. I love you, Dad. You know what I mean? It was just, now that you're saying that, I don't know. I'm sure we're just two fucking crazy fuckers, and Joe's just playing golf right now. All right. So what the fuck do we know?
He's got the better handicap.
Right. And if you can carry your own bag, I'll play against you, but don't pay no attention while I need help walking down these 2 stairs with my wife, man. By the way, I'm going to pull out. Fucking dude, man. Joe Biden became the SpongeBob meme.
So who would go against Kamala for the nominee?
Your boy, RFK.
Why is nobody talking about that?
Because he'll win. I don't know. They don't.
Why is that not being pumped?
They don't want him.
Be...
Do you think she'll pick him for VP to play it safe?
That's a possibility. I mean, that
for real.
Who's the next person in line that is going to do what the powers that be want? What if she turned around and said, "I want Hillary Clinton"?
Oh, I know that this is going to be a big election because, it's either 2 or 3 or 4 seats of the justices are up this year.
Oh, you're talking about going through the Supreme
Court? Yeah.
That's why this important is so big, because you have to look at the next 15 years. Because whatever decision you make now, the laws that will be passed through this term of presidency is going to
Brother
be,
Matthew, I knew you'd come, baby.
it's going to be so detrimental to where we're going to be in 2030, because there's so many treaties that end in 2030 that the talks on those are going to start now.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't think that we're going to want a president that's going to run an 8-year term so they can walk through that? They can negotiate it all and go through. That's where you get Kamala. Then you get Trump, that he runs. Who comes after Trump? There's so many of these questions that we have, that where are we going to be and who are we going to be voting for in the long run? Before, we used to know who were at least in politics, right? Like, you had Al Gore on TV, Dick Cheney was tied into shit. You heard these names, right? Now you don't hear the names of these presidents. They just come out of nowhere. Joe Biden and Donald Trump are the last two that we really know their name.
God. Please don't say it one more time. I'm getting the itch.
These are the things we got to think about.
Well,
What is going to be coming? How strict is America going to be? How censored is America going to be? Where are we going to be as a country? Where are your kids going to be in education? Where are our kids going to be on the scale of the world order?
Just don't say who's running for president against Kamala's name again. All right? It'll happen.
What are you talking? Trump.
Whoa! Oh. God, we said his name so many times. I've morphed. Sorry.
I'm just so at a point now, I don't know where to go in this election. And I reach out to the other dads, because, what are the dads looking at? Are we looking at our Second Amendment rights? Are we looking at our freedom of speech rights? Are we looking at censorship? Are we're looking at the rewriting of the Constitution under this next president? What are we going to see? We've been pretty spot on now from where we've been. And I think we're getting to a point that we're going to see the rewriting of the Constitution. There's just too many things happening, too much going on. There's so many different classes of people that you have to adhere to nowadays. Like,
100 grand ain't 100 grand no more.
Shit, $1 million ain't $1 million no more.
So you think she's going to raise the taxes or lower the taxes?
I think that taxes are going to be the least of our worries if she becomes president.
What do you think is going to be the most of
I think we will be at war.
With who?
I think we have to worry about Iran. We have to worry about Sudan. We have to worry about so much shit going on.
Oh, you're saying we're going to be looked at as a weak-ass country.
Exactly. And I think people are going to test it. And I think that we as Americans need to really look at the bigger picture. That what if that's the ploy? What if we put this female in power? We can say this is why we never wanted a female president. Look at what happened.
Wow.
Like, there's so many angles that you have to look at that big picture. Look at the chessboard from way above, because they're moving through generations of change, right? They push the agenda from diamond rings and weddings all the way down to the COVID vaccine.
Well,
right?
I mean, she used to date Montel, man.
That should be a question. Who is this bitch and where did she come from? What kind of plant is this motherfucker?
Montel was the man.
Yeah, but do you want to be able to say your vice president was seen in a polygamous relationship on camera?
Wow.
Think about how the media swings things and sways things and can warp your opinion. How about we look at the facts that she puts people in jail more than any other person under her dime? She has a higher incarceration rate. She has no leniency. She was trying to literally kill someone on death row who had proven it that he was not guilty. Like, we as a people have to look at who we're putting in power of us. If she doesn't care about human life, who is the very perfect person to put into the new world order state? Who's going to take over that dictatorship? The person that doesn't give a fuck about life. Trump gives a fuck about us, whether you want to say black people, white people. He gives a fuck about America. If this place falls, his money crumples. He is nothing. This man gives a fuck about America. At what level, we don't know. But I do know at the core, he gives a fuck about America. Kamala, pandering votes, went from an Indian to a black person to a black Indian to, at the end of the day, how did you get your job just like the head of the Secret
Well,
Service?
no,
How
you
did
didn't
that
say what
get
she,
her
dude.
job?
I was throwing away what she said today. And again, I don't give a fuck about politics. I just call everyone out of their bullshit. She called herself a border baby. Like that's what she labeled herself today when she was at the border. giving
If
a
that
speech.
not the most disrespectful shit that as a immigrant you could hear, to me that would be so highly offensive.
So she went down to the border in Texas and gave that or somewhere and gave that speech.
I mean, what is she gonna close the border?
I don't know, but she called herself a border baby.
But these are the things you got to think about. That tells me, that leads me to believe that she wants the border open. She wants more of her in this country. Infidels. You know, I feel like there's somebody here that is meant to give over America to the Chinese. It was Joe Biden.
God damn.
It should have happened, right? That's why they're so mad. They've paid off his family. They've done all this shit. Still hasn't gotten what they want. Ukraine has gotten all the aid. China didn't get what they
Oh,
wanted.
did you hear about the Chinese and Russian joint task force operation that took place 8 hours ago?
No, I did not.
China and Russia had their bomber fighter jets cruise down the coast of Alaska today.
Well, you know, they've invaded our airspace twice now and our sea.
Well, yeah, now they cruise the coastline like cinematic style, being shit you see in a movie is what it was
Proven they
described
can
as.
do it.
Yeah, bombers
Proven
together.
we can come here and do this.
Together, yeah.
People forget that Alaska's part of us, and if they bomb that pipeline, we're fucked.
Dude, Alaska and Russia is Missouri and Illinois, bruv. But you know that, you know.
But at the same
a lot of
point,
motherfuckers.
you got to think about the oil rigs up there and what it does to our economy.
Cha-ching.
When you go to war, you look at a few things. One, you look at the infrastructure, whether that be, you know, what's keeping America afloat, to the secondary of who can be cracked that can be converted to give us information on the inside. At this point, it looks like we've been infiltrated. Over time, our borders have opened. We've become weaker. We're not the America that used to be feared. You know, it's one of those things that I think we as Americans are too secure to think we can't be touched, because they've shown now that they can invade our space rather quickly.
Mhm.
You got to remember, cargo ships come from China every day. What if that cargo ship that just all of a sudden rolls up on the shore, just while they're about to unload it, launches a fucking nuclear warhead off?
Mhm.
Like, these are things that were talked about during COVID that nobody seems to think can still happen. They've got movies based around this shit of like how we can be invaded. They've shown them how to do it. It's did they pick up on how to do it? You start us fighting against each other. We send a couple bombs in. We knock out some power grid. No, they don't even, like, this is what's so crazy. If they knocked out the power grid in Texas, they would fuck shit up.
Right, yeah.
If they knocked out the power grid on the east or west coast, would fuck shit up. The Midwest are the people that really do know how to supply their own food. Now,
Well,
the other
and
side
you
of
know what
that-
else is scary is WWE just released the remainder of their schedule for just the rest of this year, and usually they have it out further.
See, that's crazy. Makes you wonder, don't it? Yeah. Like, now that could be because Netflix is taking them over, so they have
I don't know, live events.
Oh shit. Yeah, I don't know. I know the other thing that I'm worried about is, you know, we got all this testing going on here in Missouri for the earthquake, and, you know, we're due up for one. But the other side of that is nobody talking about how China said that Missouri, St. Louis, and northern Missouri would be targets due to military bases here in Missouri, due to placement. The fact that they own so much farmland in the northern, you know, part of Missouri going into Nebraska, that people don't look at this. You know, who's to say that, again, I think we talked about this, that they're not here on our soil putting together everything they need underground. We have to really think about, do you know what you're going to do if some shit pops off while you're at work and your kids are at school? They knock out a bridge. Now all of a sudden you can't cross over that bridge. what are you gonna do?
On like Donkey Kong by walking.
Well, I mean, I just think about car accidents on the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Shut down the bridge and how bad the traffic gets. We're a corridor. 70 is a, east to west running highway. So at the end of the day, the last thing we need is to be in a situation where any major form of transportation or transportation corridor would be hit. And the fact that they're testing here makes you think that something could happen close to home.
And fuck China and Jimmy. But honestly, I'm not lying. If there's troops that invade the U.S., I'm excited. I'm probably going to throw hands at Chinamen or Russians. I'm Devin James.
I'm Stacey Bonds.
We are
Two
tired. What a crazy episode.
What a crazy America right now.
Crazy episode in America. Tune in, socials next week. Big episode next week. Stacey and Casey are taking over the week after. And we will see you all soon. Chlamydia.